All right, it's the home stretch. 3 games left. You got to win at least two of them. Maybe you need to win all three, but two would be a successful season, in my opinion. Get to 500, get to 6 wins, and anything after that is gravy. So, yeah, for those of you who don't remember what things were like about 3 months ago, I think the over under for number of Husky wins this season was 4.5 in Vegas before the season started. So, part of me knows that having to scratch and claw just to get to a bowl game means that your team isn't very good. But the other part of me is grateful that they're even in a position to do this because we could easily have gone 3-9 this year. Nobody would have been surprised. But here we are. And we've got 3 games left against teams that are not terrible, but they're not world beaters. Teams that we will have the opportunity to beat if we execute. But we got to go out there and do it. So it starts about 48 hours from now. Well, actually, we have the noon slot today. I guess what they're basically saying by that is our game doesn't matter as much as other games, and it doesn't. So, this Saturday, my Washington Huskies will be taking on the Arizona State Sun Devils. It's in Arizona, which I think is a substantial deal because you're talking about a very young team in these Huskies. I feel like they have pretty consistently managed to play better at home. Their worst game of the year, in my opinion, was against Stanford, and that was a road game. But it's time to grow up. It's time to make some hay on the road. And we did go into Southern California and pull out a win a month ago. So, in for me, I'm going into this game expecting to win. And that's a little dangerous for me to be doing that because the team isn't that great. I mean, let's be real here. The team, I think they're a little better than their record. They have a very good point differential. They've lost some close games. They've competed in every game except maybe the Stanford one. And they've exceeded my expectations at almost every turn, but they're certainly not great. So for me to expect this team to go into a road game and win against a team that isn't, some bottom feeder, it's unexplored territory for me this year. But Arizona State, they're 4-5. We both have the same record. I honestly think we are better than our record says we are. I don't know if Arizona State is better than their record. They've been outscored on the season. I mean, say whatever you want about cupcake schedules, but the Huskies have considerably outscored our opponents this year. It's not even close. So there's that. And I look at this Arizona State team. I don't know what they do that well. Their offense is pretty good. They score 31 points a game, but that's not exactly intimidating to me. I mean, they're right near the middle of the pack in terms of points scored per game. They have a pretty good passing attack. They pass for less than 280 yards a game, but it's an effective enough passing game, I think. It's just not great. They run the ball pretty well. They run the ball for about 180 yards a game. It's effective, it's efficient, it gets the job done, but it's not great. There are 50 teams in college football that probably run the ball better than they do. And their defense is one of the worst in the Pac-12. It might be the worst. It's one of the worst in the nation. They give up 32 points a game. I don't think they do anything that well on that side of the ball. And even on the road, I feel like this is a defense that this Husky offense should be able to grow up against. Obviously, the offense we have is not that good. Obviously, we're young. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on with this offense that has nothing to do with the defenses that we play. Excuse me. But my opinion is that this Arizona State team is probably about as good as their record says they are. They are a 4-5 team. I don't see any particular reason to believe that they're getting better or anything. I think they are kind of what they are. I mean, they're on a 3-game losing streak right now. They lost a tough one to Oregon. They got beat by Utah and WSU pretty good. One of their wins was against Colorado. Their last win was, excuse me, their last win was against Colorado. So I don't know. I haven't watched every Arizona State game, obviously, but this just strikes me as a game that we should take care of business and prove at least a little something. So prove me right, guys. Don't let me down on this one because you drop this one, you put your backs up against the wall. I went into the season saying that I thought we were going to win 5 games and I was going to be happy with it, but now that we're here, let's get a bowl game. Let's go to a bowl game. Let's get to 6-6. And some people are saying that we might get to a bowl game if we go 5-7, but I don't want to go in like that, and it probably wouldn't happen anyway. Just go to a bowl game. Get an extra game of experience. Get an extra game to just build up your stats. I don't care if you get blown out or not. Just go. Go and give it a shot. So yeah, it starts this week. We got a big game, big game, big game. I know it's 2, 4, and 5 teams, but I think this game is going to tell us a lot about whether or not we're going to finish the season strong or go out with a whimper. As for what we need to do, I think this is the game where we need the offense to really show up. Cannot be leaning on the defense this time. I want to see life out of this offense. The offense has been pretty good the last couple games. Obviously, they were lights out against Arizona. And other than the turnovers, they did some good stuff against Utah, but I don't want to see this defense leaving the off. I mean, I don't want to see the offense leaving the defense out to dry. We've come too far for that mess. So, go Huskies. I'll be tuning in, watching the whole game this Saturday, and get back on the right track, guys.